Hello, I welcome each of you to this very important presentation. My name is David, and I'm going now to try to introduce to you on this beautiful sunshiny day to Wealth Transfer Alliance's estate plan. Now, everyone needs to have an estate plan. Well, we all do. Everyone that you see in this presentation have or has an estate plan somewhere, whether they have written it down or not. They all want to have something saved. Many of the buildings that you see on the right and the left contain the money other than the money that they have in their pocket. They have the money in the bank. The building where you see my picture on has banks in the building. And what this is all about is to show you how to reserve all of your assets, even the one for the children. And you may see children in this presentation. Those children's parents should position themselves to leave their legacy to those children. And I have underlined money is my plan B. And all of the information that's in this presentation is going to be a video under the URL Money is my plan B for you and especially you to share it with someone in your family or someone you love or just anyone that participates in saving and trying to preserve their legacy. I've underlined it in red. And you also will see on this presentation using a credit or debit card to finance the estate plan is a tax deductible process. Now, I'm an accountant. Let me introduce myself. My name is David Richardson. I am an accountant. I graduated from the University of Arkansas with a major in business administration and accounting. After leaving my undergraduate process, I started working, of course, and then I continued education while I was working in the government and acquired a master's in accounting. Before I set for the CPA, I had about 13, 14, or 15, maybe more hours in CPA review. Then after taking the CPA exam, went back and got a master's in management information system. But let me tell you that it has nothing to do with my education, what I'm introducing to you. What I'm introducing to you is for you to realize the ability for you to reserve whatever it is you have. Now, if you're 20 years old, then and God gives you maybe say 60 more years to live, you would be 80 years old. And from now that 60 years, whatever you acquire, you want to keep it, of course. And the way to keep it is to put it into a revocable living trust, avoiding the government from taking a probate. Now, I'm going to introduce to you in this presentation the probate process that you may or may not understand. But the probate process is designed to take your money after you're dead. We have something in the states called revenue death. Isn't that amazing? They're making plans on you to die, and the revenue, of course, is money that's going to come out of your estate when you die. You have no control over it, and they will take it in probate and keep it for themselves. They are anticipating to have between now 2025 and 2034 to take in about $66 billion. That's what their estimate is to take from you and especially you if you don't do or take the recommendation that I'm putting in this presentation. They are going to take your estate and a part of that 66 billion or maybe even more. But right now, under this wealth transfer alliance process that we're talking to you about, you have an opportunity to obtain a part of $125 trillion, no, not trillion, $125 billion to go into your estate, leaving your estate in a position so that your children's children can then benefit from it. Now, as we see now in our country, the President of the United States just recently revealed to us that he's taken in about $6 billion, and his grandchildren, his great-grandchildren, are going to benefit from that process. Now, you and I have the same opportunity to put in whatever we choose to have in our estate so that our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren can have a part of what we leave. Now, if you don't leave anything, then it will go to probate, and that 66 billion are going to get bigger. And at the same time, the courts, the persons that's monitoring your estate when you pass and go on and get another assignment with God, they are going to participate in spending your money. Some of the probate judges now in the United States earn over $500,000 a year, just guarding your estate and taking tax out of your estate to pay the salaries and other things as well. I'm going to move on because I've been on this for quite a while, but I'm going to now continue with this presentation and try to step it up. Now, as an accountant, I can tell you this. I'll put in information here to show you why you want to do this. The SS4 on the right, always go right. The FS4 on the right is to give you an opportunity to set up a business. And I ask you to consider that because everyone that you know who are going to file an income tax return for year 2025, they need to have, even though many of them won't have it, they need to have had people, property or properties, business or businesses on their tax return. You need to have 2 or 3 businesses. When I say 2, the husband and the wife both can have a business, especially one in what we're talking about here. They can have 2 businesses, and those 2 businesses' income, well, of course, would go on their tax return as an income. But by starting their business in 2025, if they only earn $2,500 for the whole year, but they had $25,000 in business expenses trying to get the business up and running, you see the difference between the 25,000 and the 2,500. That would be aid for them to reduce their tax liability. And the same thing works for you. Now I put my picture here so you can see who I am, me, myself, and I. Put it there just to show you what it's all about. Now this tax table, I put the tax table here to show you that 2025 tax table is already out. Now this is a different kind of tax table. This tax table here is, of course, for earned income credits for people who have children and small amounts of income. They get a credit, but you won't get a credit. Your tax table is going to be on the earned income and or passive income that you have had for tax year 25 in the bank. And the Internal Revenue, of course, their job is to collect money for our country so that we can continue to be the size of what we do in our country using the tax income and other sources of income that comes into our country. But our country wouldn't be as it is now if it wasn't that process. So don't look down on the company because they've given you and I an opportunity to reduce the liabilities that we pay. Oftentimes we don't do that. Now look here. This is an example to tell you all about probate. You see getoutprobate.info, getoutprobate.info, that's for you. And you need to listen at it. And when you listen, you'll get an understanding. Now hearsay is not an opportunity. You get the faith. You may believe in it by listening at it, but you got to listen to get an understanding. And once you understand what you're doing, you're going to see what I'm talking about. On the right side, this is estate planning software. This is software. And by you becoming involved with Wealth Transfer Alliance, as you see at the top, the alliance have aligned, the company have aligned itself so that you can participate in a vast amount of earnings from the company and reduce your tax liability process, because the estate plan and software that we're talking about to you right now is a means for you to have an estate cost you $19.95, but divide the $19.95 up by say 12 months, 24 months if you want to take a 2-year process to pay the $2,500 or $1,900. But when you enroll, the very day that you enroll, the financing process is going to send you a check for $1,995. So if you enroll, say today is the 20th, if you decide you're going to enroll on Monday, you would get a check maybe Tuesday or Wednesday for $1,900 made out payable to you and Wealth Transfer Alliance. Then you're going to give the Wealth Transfer Alliance the $1,900, and Wealth Transfer Alliance in turn are going to give you the software. I'm going to show you my software in this presentation. You'll see exactly what you're going to get for your $1,900, and at the same time you're going to write the $1,900 off as a tax expense, because it is an expense for your revocable living trust business. You're going to become an advocate with Wealth Transfer Alliance. And as an advocate, you're now running a business billing process. And as a business billing advocate, the money income that you receive from Wealth Transfer Alliance, and you'll see that later in a minute, it's about a six-figure income. But look, the process here is to show you how to write it off on your income tax. Now you started, and your estate plan is in your hand, and now you put into your estate plan whatever it is you have to put in your estate plan, and you will get instructions from everyone involved and to show you exactly what you need to do, including the software itself. It gives you step-by-step opportunity for you to set up your estate plan, put in your beneficiaries and whoever you want in your plan, your cars, your house, your boat, your plane, whatever you have goes into your estate. And it stays there until you name all the persons who you want to get what you want out of your estate. And the probate court now hands are off because you don't have a will. And if you decide you want to make up a living will, and you can do that, you see the last living will and testament. If you want to that, you take the will and put the will, validated will, in your trust. Now you have the will, our will, in your trust. Now, if you know about it, you know we all have a will. Jesus Christ left us a will. If you go to John 17:24, 25, you'll see that he left us a will. And here, we're going to leave a will to your families, your beneficiaries, but that probate court can't take advantage of your will and hold it 10 or 15 years, take out of it 10 or 15 or 20,000, 100,000, whatever they want. Because if your estate is worth, say, 5 million, then 500,000, 10%, are going to go to the probate court. And then 500,000 is going to be added in with the 66 billion that they're projecting between now and 2034. I'm moving on. Now look, the golden opportunity is for you to become a revocable living trust. What you want to do now is to set up your process of you being a Wealth Transfer Alliance advocate. You want to be an advocate because your advocate gives you now a business. You have a business for, say, $4.95, and you have your ID number. You see my pictures there just to show you that I have my ID number, what I paid last year and this year to maintain my business operation, and everything that I've done for the last 2 years have been related to my business or business expenses. The income is very little, but I'm still in business. I completed an SS4 a long time ago, sent it in, and internal revenue known what I've done for the last 50, 60 years because I'm an accountant. And I started paying income tax in 1968. I'm moving on because I'm only 16. Now, look here. W.T.A. enrollment form is at the bottom of the screen. When you go there, you're going to become an advocate, and that's tax deductible. So if you want to create a tax deduction for 2025 and you have not enrolled in any kind of business, then start your business for $425, and whatever the expenses that you incurred during the year, research and development, travel, whatever you've done during the year anticipating on starting the business, you didn't start the business until December 2025, but you can't put it on 2024 income tax because it's passed. You can't put it on 2026 because it hasn't gotten here. So the only year that you can use your business expenses, startup costs and others, etc., those expenses have to go on 2025 tax. You see what I'm saying? Having no income, but you can prove that you're in business because Wealth Transfer Alliance give you all the necessary detailed documents for you to see to anyone to support that you are a business. So everyone needs people, property, or businesses. Now, my wife and I are both Wealth Transfer Alliance advocates. So we have 2 businesses on our tax return. And you can have the same thing, 2 businesses, your wife and yourself, your husband and you, on your tax return. And that creates a reduction in your tax liability. Now, if you don't do that, then you don't do it. But if you do, then you're going to be at an advantage. Here's how you set it up. You see I got it on the right and the left. The weekly schedule for Wealth Transfer Alliance, I'll put that there so you can attend the training. You can attend the classes that they have, and the time is there every day, and every time is there every month of the day of the week. They have that. And so all you got to do is go to these URLs and listen to what they're saying, and they're going to give you the support of what I'm telling you now that you need to do. Now the SS4, they won't get into that because they don't have the expertise that an accountant or CPA have to give you that information. I'm just one of those persons that is an accountant with an accounting company and tax specialty for them to let me enroll as a wealth transfer alliance advocate. So anyone qualifies to enroll as a business billing advocate, regardless of what your profession is, doctors, lawyers, whatever it is, you can enroll as a business billing advocate. And your business expenses are tax deductible. Your business expenses are tax deductible, but they're also, the income is taxable. And I'm going to show you some income now that can show you some things that can happen to you and the source of income. Now, this is a source of income. This is a source of income. This profession here, this company is started in 1986. They're worth about 8 to 6 or 7 billion dollars, but they are now what you call a peak pass and pay partner with W.T.A. because the affiliates and the advocates at W.T.A. can put information into the hands of this company to make it earn even more than 6 billion. But at the same time, it's a health setup to show you how you can benefit from it and get paid month after month after month. It's called peak pass and pay. We don't necessarily go out and sell anything to anyone or ask anyone to buy anything. We take the peak pass and pay process and go through working with our parent company, which is Wealth Transfer Alliance, and we get paid month after month after month on certain products. This is another product that we get paid on. I put my way for you to contact me. Money is my plan B on this to show you that this estate planning software is a tool, and it's only a tool for you to operate your business, and at the same time, the software you can use to set up an estate plan for you or anyone else you choose. You may want to give it as a gift. Give it as a gift to your grandparent. Give it as a gift to your grandchild. Set it up with your grandchild is what? So if the child is 18 years old at your age, then you set it up for the 18-year-old. The 18-year-old lives until they say 80 or 90 years old, and by the time that child gets to the state that you would want them to have, they would have a sizable estate set up for themselves through you. Now look, here is a $4 million, at least $4 million coverage on a affordable medical plan. In the United States, as you know, if you listen to the radio, TV, or whatever, podcast, or whatever it is you listen to, you know that the ACA that was enacted back when the President Obama was president, and he left America with an ACA, or which is a health plan that you can get benefit through that health plan. Well, now we at Wealth Transfer Alliance is letting you know that since they've taken away the ACA, we are the alternative for you to participate in the health benefits for other people around the world of maybe 45 or 50 million other people, to let them have health insurance at a group rate, saving them a whole lot more money than what they're paying now, but have a greater health insurance plan because it's group as opposed to being an individual. If an individual is going to pay $200 a month, well, in a group, it would be much, maybe half or a third of what they're paying. So the cost of the health insurance under the affordable medical plan are going to be reduced, but the services are increased. All you got to do is get an understanding. Now, I'm underlining each one of the URLs that you see here. I've underlined the URLs in red on the right side for you so you can go there and listen to each one of the URLs and get an understanding of what I'm talking about. And then before January the 1st, you want to enroll in a Wealth Transfer Alliance So that you in 2025 go back and get all the business expenses, research and development, travel, whatever you did to operate your business in 2025, and you take advantage of those expenses in 2025, but now in 2026, you may have produced an income. It's okay. And you also going to have expenses in 2026. So your income for 2026 and your business expenses for 2026 will go in your 26. But 25, the only thing you can have on your income or your return, it will be the expenses because you have not produced an income. Now, here's how you get started with the Peak Pass and Pay process. This is a form. This form enables you to be able to use what they have done for you to let's just get started for you to set up your own personal let's get started form with Wealth Transfer Alliance, who are going to partnership with the TPAs, they call it third party allies, the third party allies, they call them TPAs, which is I just showed you one third party, and a third party ally pay you month after month after month because you're going to refer people who need a medical plan to Wealth Transfer Alliance. Wealth Transfer Alliance go to the medical company, and the medical company got your information to pay you. So they never see you. The Wealth Transfer Alliance don't see you, don't supervise you, and except give you information and training as to how to do what they are doing, and they're not doing anything that's going to do anything other than to pay you. That's what they're in business for, to make money. The money that they pay you helping them make the money, so they pay you handsomely with the money that you've helped them make. You see what I'm talking about? They pay their tax on their income, you pay your tax on your income, and you keep a record of all the expenses that you have incurred in the year that you operate in your business, like any other business do. That's all we're talking about. So what you see on the gentleman's vest here is for you to just go to W.T.A.benefits.com. That's going to give you a video explaining to what you do. And then if you decide you want to do the Peak and Pass process, you simply click on and get a quote. And once you do that, the form that you see, let's get started on the left, that form pops up. And when that form pops up, then you get an opportunity to complete it, send it to WTAs by email, and they then have your information that they put into the process of the affordable medical plan. Now you are a Peak and Pass person that's helping the medical plan earn even more money, and they reward you monthly on your income that you're making. Now, if you send it 50 people, then you'll have 50 times that number of income. If it's 100 people, see, they're going to just take however many people you send, and your income goes up, 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 and up, monthly, monthly. And then you have more than just one income because Wealth Transfer Alliance have at least 6 or 7 TPAs that pay very handsomely for the services that are rendered. Okay, so that's all we need to know about the whole process. Now I'm going to show this to you again, just to give an idea. If you're having a problem, call me. You see call my office and you see my number on my office. But you see the monthly income or yearly income, what you can earn by simply peeking and passing information. The affordable medical plan that you saw earlier, it's there. And the income that you earn is here. You see the payroll tax plan? The payroll tax plan enables an employer to save as much as $600 per employee. Now, if a company has 10 employees and that person is saving $600 per employee, you see how much savings that company has saved? And you're the one that referred through the Wealth Transfer Alliance, that individual, the contract that caused that company to save $600 per employee. So you get paid from that company. So you send it to another company. Same process. And you're going to get paid. Now I put the Schedule C here to show you that there are different forms of Schedule C. But this is for the 1040. If you got a business, you've already completed the SS4. Now you can start keeping a record through your bank statement to show you all the expenses that you've incurred, which will go to income, and the expenses what we reported here, because this is a profit or loss form for businesses. Okay? And you don't have to have a profit. You're not required to get a profit, nor are you required to have business expenses. But your business expenses will reduce your tax liability on any other source of income that you have. That's what this is really all about. It's with regards for me as an accountant, telling you how to reduce your liability on the income tax. This is the second page of the Schedule C, showing you different kind of income to show you in a different kind of TPA. This is a TPA for the corporate employee benefits. This is a different kind of TPA. But you're going to get an understanding from that, from what the schedule that I've shown you, what the price that the company will pay you just for you coming to the company. That's what we're talking about. I'm getting hoarse as we're talking. I didn't realize that was going to happen. But now look, here's a comprehensive estate plan. You see, I put it in the green to show you that the software, the W.T.A. estate planning software, is a business software and is an income tax deduction expense for W.T.A. business building advocates. I'm a business building advocate. And when you enroll as an advocate, you can become a business building advocate if you want to build a business. Down under, I put the URLs to show you the software overview of the software. It shows you the probate information. It shows you the program overview. All that information is produced by Wealth Transfer Alliance to you as an advocate for you to get an understanding. Now look, here on the right side is a different process. You see, I put it up there. You're saving $600 payroll benefit for the employee. That's what the company saves. And this is a government approved initiative that many people don't know about. But it's supported by our IRS, ACA, the HIPAA, and the ERISA. The information that they give you understanding of it, you just go down, look at the schedule, get the schedule of the president of the company, and under him, he'll give you the second videos explaining to you in detail information about the initiative of the government approved initiative. And once you get the understanding, all you got to do is do it. What we're recommending here is to complete the SS4 because you're already in business. And this is to give you my company. My company, the Diamond Review and Associates Inc., is a tax service. I started in 1968, specialized in income tax preparation. And these are the companies that type of income tax that I've done or specialized in. And the Health Transfer Allowance Benefit Business Building Advocate, I enroll under Wealth Transfer Alliance as a business building advocate. Now there's 6 or 8 different kinds of health insurance that Wealth Transfer Alliance provide to the company, to the public. I participate in that in a peak pass process. It's 8 different kinds of insurance. And the insurance that was under the ACA as of last week are no longer active. So as of January the 1st, you won't have an opportunity to get the ACA, but you have an opportunity to enroll in Wealth Transfer Alliance or either get the service. Even if you don't enroll, you still can buy the service. But if you enroll as a peak pass pay advocate, you don't have to pay for it. Let me go on, because the reason why I said to pay for it, because your income pays for the health insurance just like it do now on your job. You pay your health insurance out of your pay. That's how it was done on the ACA. But the ACA concept is still going on. The ACA itself is gone, but the concept, you can't get rid of the concept. And here's how you do it. These are the 8 different kinds of insurance that I was talking about. And how you get it is that just click on the get a quote. And once you click on get a quote, the peak pass and pay form pops up. And when the peak pass and pay form pops up, you complete it, send it to Wealth Transfer Alliance, and they start paying you month after month after month. And all the public now are buying all 6 different kinds of income, and all 6 different kinds of checks are coming into your direct deposit in your bank account with Wealth Transfer Alliance, which is tied to your bank deposit monthly, 2 times a month, just like does for federal employees now. Call the number and get more information if you need it. All right, because all this is a simple process, and all you need to do is get an understanding. Now, I keep showing this for a reason, but I'm almost halfway. I'm going to speed it up and just go faster to show you what you need to do in order to take advantage of this opportunity. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it now. I'm about halfway finished, but I'm putting all this information to show you the class. See that W.T.A class.com? That's where you go to learn about the software. That's where you learn about the software. And I'm going to put in a few minutes get into you building the software. The Affordable Medical Plan, you see, once you click on get a quote, you're going to then give opportunity to get the Affordable Medical Plan. And Affordable Medical Plan then pay you. Now, my name is David Richardson. I'm using my form and my Medical Wealth Transfer Allowance ID to show you how easy it is to get started. Because when you complete the form and you send it to Wealth Transfer Allowance, the peak and pass process is started. Now, I told you about this company. I showed it briefly a few minutes ago. Insperity. See, 1986 they started. 90 plus. This is the company's a multi-billion-dollar company that's going to pay you month after month by sending them more customers. This is one of the peak pass and pay forms that I was talking about. And all you got to do is let's get started on the form. It's for you to get started. And by getting started, you simply complete the information that you see on the form, click down at the bottom, submit, because now you are an advocate of Wealth Transfer Allowance. You put your number on it. When you click the submit button at the bottom, then your information go to Wealth Transfer Allowance. The Wealth Transfer Allowance then contact Insperity, and Insperity starts sending you a check because you peaked and you passed. And the only thing left is for you to be paid. All right, now look, my voice is leaving me, but these are videos to show you about the process of how you get paid. All these videos is just to show you. And I put the URL for each video under the video. So all you gotta do is type that information in your browser in order for you to know what's going on. Now, here are the 6 different kinds of plans that you can get involved in. The comprehensive estate plan, the digital identity plan. Now, that's something new that you really want to take advantage of because it puts a whole lot of money in your pocket as a peak pass and pay participant. The attorney assessed plan. This is another way to get paid. Okay, they've got the human resource plan, the payroll tax plan we talked about, where the employer saves up money. And then you got the affordable medical that we've talked about. These are the 6 different peak pass and pay opportunities for you to have in your paycheck month after month after month because you're receiving something from each one. Now, this is a continuation of the Affordable Medical Plan. This is a video. Put a video here so you can get an understanding of how much your income is going to come. This is an opportunity for the Affordable Medical Plan. And I keep showing it, but just to show you what you will miss by not taking advantage of it and how easy it is for you to have a monthly income sizable and maybe even more than what's being illustrated here. But this is just an illustration. Now, if you sit on your hands, it perhaps will be 0. But if you don't sit on your hands and you get up and go to work and just, you can do this on your phone and take your phone and then do the thing. I'm going to show you that in just in a minute, how your phone becomes an advertising agency for you. The Wealth Transfer Allowance, you just click on the quote button and it will tell you how much income that you can produce by the process. See that I'm showing this peak and pass pay 6-figure income form? I named it that, but Wealth Transfer Allowance, all they say is let's get started by you complete it and put the information that you see and hit the submit button and then it'll go forward. I'm going to also show you once again how the government puts money in your pocket. I put the URLs here so you can put them in your browser and you'll see what they're talking about with this government initiative and how you get paid. Now this next slide I'm almost finished is to show you what happens to your estate if you don't set it up as an estate planning process. You got to set up the estate planning software to avoid probate. And GetOutProbate.net is going to explain to you why you don't want to pass. You don't want to pass this up. You want to start an estate plan, regardless of who you are. If you're 18 years of age or over, you want to start an estate plan. Now, the total cost of this is $19.95, one time out of pocket, one time. But if you take it and you do as I've done here, put it on your debt. Let them set up an account with them. Don't pay for it directly out of pocket, because you're gonna write a tax. You got a tax write-off on a monthly basis. Now, when you first set it up with them, they're gonna send you a check for $19.95, made out payable to you and Wealth Transfer Alliance. So now you sign your check and you send it to Wealth Transfer Alliance. Now you have an estate plan set up. Now your monthly payment on the $66.25, tax deductible on a monthly basis. It goes to the company that you set up with, the process of you receiving the $19.95. And then from that point on, 12 months, a whole year, you're gonna pay it off, but you have a tax write-off for the whole year, just for the software, plus all the other business expenses that you have. That's why you want to pay attention to this process. W.T.A. pay. They pay, and you're going to earn by passing what they're asking you to do. They're not asking you to sell anything or call anybody and trying to convince someone to buy something. They use videos and processes that's working every day. And your phone, and I don't know if I'll get into detail, but yeah, I will. Your phone, and then I'm going to show you in just a few minutes how your telephone become an advertising agency. The estate planning living trust at W.T.A. Peak Pass and Pay, it pays. And you want to visit each one of these URLs to show you how to get off of probate.info, get off of probate.net, get off of probate.com. That's going to show you more information for you to understand the process. Now look, here is what I was talking about of your phone being an advertising agency. Your phone, you don't really have to call anybody to get their phone number. You can simply give them your business card and get their phone number, because their phone number, their business card, is going to get information from them for them that you don't have to get it. Just follow the information, 100% done for you. Follow each one of the data that you up under, 100% done for you. Just follow the data. Go up to the WTAVIP.com, WTAVIP.net. Listen to the presentation that's being presented there, and you'll see what we're talking about. All we're talking about is you being paid month after month after month through a peak pass and pay process. You don't have to talk to anybody. This video here is 32 minutes. I put up there in the red. 32 minutes. 20 minutes on one, 12 minutes on the other. But if you don't get it the first time, then keep on watching it. It's on your phone. Did I say it's on your phone? But of course it is. And or you can do it on your computer, your laptop, or whatever source that you have access to the internet. Just type that information in your browser and just start listening. Now I'm in conclusion of this. I really am just already at the bottom. Here's how and what you can do to get started. You can start at $195. You don't get the kind of income that we've shown you, but you can start at $195. Or you can start at $495. $495 is an annual business expense. But it started in December 2025, and December 2026 you had to pay to spend it again. Why? Because you're running an annual business, and you can't get the income in 2026 that you're gonna have unless you put in the check the box and let them take your $495 out of your business income in 2026, and all your business expenses will go with the income that's now sent to you in your pay process, direct pay, and then you take that income, put it on your tax return, and then you put on all of your expenses, and most likely your expenses are going to exceed your income for the first 5 years. The Internal Revenue tells us that they don't anticipate on you producing a profit in the first 5 years of you open your business. So relax, okay? Now here's a group of people that move the ACA out of your hand. These are blessings. You can look at this as a blessing, because it took the ACA out of your hand, but at the same time, Wealth Transfer Alliance and have a 30-year process of an estate plan, which has been operated for 30 years by attorneys out of the Harvard. They graduated the same year that our President Barack Obama graduated. But these persons here took that ACA out of your hand. But at the same time, wealth transfer lines have healthcare offers that give you more protection, healthcare, more healthcare for less money. Listen to what I said. You get more health care through wealth transfer lines than you had on the ACA. Tax deductible, all health insurance is tax deductible. And at the same time, you get much more for much less. It is truly amazing. I'm going to conclude this now. I'm in conclusion. This is just to show you the 1041, to show you how and why your estate plan is legally tax deductible. You see it underlined up there, estate trust. All this is about, on Form 1041, is about your estate plan. And you're writing it off on your income tax. It's the instructions on 2026 estimated tax worksheet for your estate plan. All I'm telling you is that don't be afraid of what I'm saying. Now, I'm going to now show you my actual software. This is my software. My name is David Richardson. And you see at the top, underline it, welcome to your client center, David. I'm David Richardson. And this is my actual estate planning software. When you enroll and you get your estate planning software, this is what it looks like. Now listen to what I'm saying again. When you get your software in December of 2025, watch this, 2025 or January 2026, that's when you start your business. That's when you start your business. But your business expenses for 2025 are going to reduce your 2025 tax liability. Call the number and I'll explain the details further. But this, what you see here, is actual the estate planning software that I keep talking about. These are the different kinds of information. Now, when you get your copy, the first thing you should do is to understand it by clicking the tabs on the right side. The first tab is Welcome. Next tab is Your Information, the Trust Provision, Your Children. You see, the distribution options. All these are information that's in the software. That's all it is. It's the software. On 1 or 2 pages on there, I mean, it's just information just on you, on your spouse, on your children. And you know all that information. But everything you do now in your software, it has to be funded. You cannot get your software workable beneficially for you unless you fund it. And to fund it is to put your asset, your properties, your planes, your title, all your title assets, you want to put them into your revocable living trust. This, to see all numbers that go with each plane. If your plane has a serial number, then you want to write the plane, the name of the plane, and the serial number down. If your car has it, the same thing. What I'm saying is you put your assets, real and other assets, into your revocable living trust. And that's where you see down there, you see they're putting the home into the trust, step 4 and step 5. Well, step 4 and step 5 is the same thing. Step 4 is for your trust. Fund your trust. Step 5 is for your funding kit. Step 6 is you finish now because you're going to put everything in your vault, close your vault, put your personal information as to how to open your vault on your vault. And if you have an estate trustee, that person will have the information. And only you and that person can have information in the vault. Now look, here again is the software. We're looking at the software. I'm showing you my actual software. So you watch this until you get an understanding. I'm going to move on. Here's another example. This is the still 2 steps. This is the software step. All this is the software. And now this is the last page I'm going to show you. I'm complete with this presentation now. I'm not going any further. I'm going to stop at this page here. And this is less than an hour, which is less than an hour. But all the information that you see, watch it again. The pictures are on the video are not going to go anywhere. And you can stop these data and do your own personal research through Wealth Transfer Alliance. Call them. Their phone numbers all at the top of all of these data. Call them or come to the class. I put the classes there, the time that they gave the training. I put all that there every day of the week except Friday. They don't do it on, no, 2 days a week. They don't do it on the Friday and the Sunday. But all the other days they have some kind of training, and it's normally starting at either 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's one day, Thursday, Tuesday, and all the other days is at 8 o'clock, nationwide. Okay, so if you have relatives outside the United States, now the United States citizen, you want to send them this information too, because they have estates and they qualify for it. And those persons may have you, or you may have them in your estate plan, leaving your estate to them, because everybody's going to expire. But this information here is for both those that are going to pass away, which is myself and everyone else that's living. They're going to pass someday. And they, right now, many of those persons have children that have not yet been born. And those children that have not yet been born, their information will be in your revocable living trust. They could be your great grandchildren. I don't know, but I'm just trying to tell you that you don't want to pass this up. All right, now I've been with you really long enough. My name is David Richardson, as you can see on all these data. But I am an accountant. Been in accounting for quite a while. Used to do accounting in pencil. You sign it in blue ink, but the United States government would accept it if it's done in pencil. And they may have already keep that law in the book, because what's correct is correct. What's incorrect is incorrect. Thank you for my time. Have a good day. Be blessed. Love you. Bye-bye.